So today I am going to make a combination of two recipes I found online. Both of them were from allrecipes.com, but I am using them in a Weight Watcher friendly way. I'm also using chicken thighs, which probably should have been chicken breast. Actually, it should be chicken breast because that's what the recipe calls for. I happen to have thighs on hand. These are boneless and skinless, and a medium-sized thigh would be about 5 points. So feel free to use breast meat because it's more like 1 point per ounce with breast meat. Thighs tend to be a little bit higher in point count. Anyway, there it is. I'm going to trim some of that fat off. There is lime juice and onion, some mushrooms that are about to turn, which is why I'm using them. Neither recipe called for mushrooms, but I like mushrooms and they're extra veggies for me, so I'm going to use them. There's a cup of frozen kernel corn and a container of Ro-tel. 0 points. There's nothing but cilantro, diced tomatoes, and lime juice in there. And I am going to take a can of black beans and rinse them. That's added protein, and I will count the points for you in the drop down area with the recipe. Garlic, because the joke is I can't cook anything without onions and garlic, and there's the onion. So what I'm doing is combining a recipe for cilantro chicken. I looked for cilantro and I usually have that always on hand, and today I did not because I need to do a grocery haul. And I'm going to go ahead and chop that onion and put the onion and garlic in the pan with that pan spray and get those going. And then I'm going to clean the chicken while that's going and get those browned, or at least slightly cooked on each side. I've cleaned my chicken and I've got a little bit more to trim off there, but it occurred to me that, because thighs are different sizes, you might want to try chopping it up and throwing it in the pan with all of the onions and everything, and then doing it almost like a stir fry, but not really, because then you could take it and put it into one of these as like a really big burrito. And then if you wanted to, I mean, it would probably only take maybe 1 or 2 of these. You could bake them in the oven with a point or 2 of cheese and slice it for serving sizes and probably come up with something a little bit more consistent. This is excuse me, something I found in the grocery store, which I'm really happy about. This one is the tomato basil, and it is a soft wrap with 12 grams of fiber. This is 3 points for one. This one, same brand. My pudding is over there, and I just knocked it over. I'm really hungry. This one is the same sort of thing. It's a large whole wheat, though, and one of these is 2 points. So I bought these so I could use them for pizzas. I haven't quite figured that out without burning the crust yet, but I will. But anyway, what I was bringing them out for is you could take the recipe that I'm making, instead of whole pieces, chop them up and put them all in the pan together. My family tends to like pieces of chicken, big ones, like they know substantially this is their meal. But I will be doing this in the future where I chop it up and then make a large burrito out of it, and then cut pieces of the burrito for serving sizes. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning this up. I'm going to move the not translucent yet onions and garlic out of the way, and I'll be putting these in the bottom to start to brown. I will also move my pan slightly off the fire so that the onions are away from the flame as much as possible, but I want to use this in one pot because, come on, that's just easier, right? Okay, so that is the plan, and because I'm not there yet, I'm actually going to have to turn my fire off for a little bit here until I get to there. I've got the chicken going in the pan now. You can see I kind of moved it off the flame a little so the chicken is over the flame, and the onions, which still aren't transparent, are on the edge over there. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to flip the chicken over. These are thighs. They look cut up. They're not. They're actually still all together. But in about 2 minutes, I'm going to flip them over. There's 6 thighs in there, so this is going to serve 6 for my family. It's about 2 dinners there. But, of course, again, like if you're using breast meat, calculate that in. Thigh meat is higher in points than breast meat is. These are my mushrooms. I'm going to chop them up a little bit And after I flip the chicken, and they're all kind of, after the mushrooms are cut to kind of the same size, and the chicken has been flipped, I will put them in there. Just dump them in. I'm going to dump in my corn. I'm going to dump in the Ro-tel. I'm going to clean and rinse and drain so I don't have the icky liquid. And then dump this in too. And then I'm going to freely squirt some lime juice. Or you can use a fresh lime. I buy those because they're cheaper for me and they don't go bad in the long run. Oh, I used the whole onion, and I used about 2 tablespoons of garlic. I cannot get away with using very little garlic in my household because we all love it. So feel free to adjust it as you need. I haven't salted or peppered yet. I will do that towards the end. I don't want to do it at this point and drain the natural juices out of the chicken or the foods that I'm cooking it in. Okay, I'll be back to show you what that whole pan looks like. I've mixed them all together, and I have added about half a cup of water just to get some stewing going on there. Now all I am going to do is I am going to cover, oops, that didn't work. I'm trying to hold with one hand without getting that rattle on the volume while I look for the lid. Oh, where's the lid? There it is. Okay. I'm going to get the lid right on top there. So I'm going to have that stewing. The chicken, remember, has to be completely cooked, and so do the other vegetables that are in there, like the mushrooms have to be wilted down, and so do the onions. And the corn is frozen when I put it in. So I'm turning it down to medium heat, and I'm going to come check on it in about 10 minutes. This is the point where I would add salt and pepper. And if you want a more southwestern flavor, add a little cumin. That's no points. I was doing the calculations while I waited for this stage to happen. And with thighs, 1 thigh per person, and an equal portion of 1/6 of these veg, it comes to 8 points by itself. No bread or tortillas or anything. So I did another calculation using chicken breasts, and if you use chicken breasts, say like 3 chicken breasts or a pound even, okay, I used 1 1/3 pounds of thigh. If I had used 1 1/3 pounds of chicken breasts, it was exactly 1/3 the points. So when I calculated it out with the beans and everything in there, if you had done this exact same recipe with breasts that instead of thighs, it would have come out to 3.8 points per serving, or rounding it up to 4 points per serving. So you could have had 2 servings with thigh meat that I'm serving. Oh, sorry. You can have 2 servings with breast meat that I will be serving with thigh meat. So you could be doubling up for the same 8 points. I mean, actually probably be more like 7 when you did 2 with the same calories. Okay, so I'm just going to add my salt and pepper, stir it around, make sure the chicken's cooking well enough, and I'm going to put the lid back on and let it go for another 5 minutes. This is cooked for another 5 to 10 minutes. Covered. If this is too much liquid for whatever it is you're doing with it, you can always leave the lid off and it will thicken up. If you decided to roll this into a burrito roll like I was suggesting earlier, just reserve the liquid and then use it on top of your burrito to moisten it up before you put the cheese down. That way, the moisture that you normally would have had from cheese, you can have with this, and then that way you can reduce the point cost of cheese if you decide to go that route. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off, and I'll plate it. Actually, I'm going to bowl it, and then I'll show you what that looks like when it's all in. And voila! So that's the finished product. If I'd had fresh cilantro, I would be plating this with fresh cilantro and serving that up with a nice pretty sprig on the top there. But you can see my chicken, and the rest of that is all vegetable, which I'm just going to eat out of a bowl because it looks really yummy. It smells really good. And my daughter's already come and claimed their bowl, so there it is. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it.